Good evening, little dreamers. Tonight, snuggle under your covers, close your eyes, and listen closely as we journey into the cozy world of Peter Rabbit. Tonight's story is called Peter Rabbit's Grand Adventure, a tale of courage, curiosity, and the simple magic of a very special day. Once upon a time, in the heart of the English countryside, beyond the old stone wall and past the sleepy green meadows, there lived a lively young rabbit named Peter. Peter Rabbit, with his soft brown fur, bright button eyes, and his famous blue jacket with brass buttons, was always full of energy and eager for mischief. It was a bright, golden morning. The sun rose like a warm yoke over the hills, and the bees buzzed lazily among the wildflowers. Peter woke up in his cozy burrow under the roots of a large fir tree. His sisters, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, were already nibbling on some delicious dandelion leaves their mother had gathered. "Good morning, Peter," called Mother Rabbit from the kitchen. "Be a good little rabbit today, won't you? Stay close to the burrow and don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden." Peter twitched his nose and nodded. But deep inside, he was already dreaming of a big adventure. Something new, something grander than ever before. After breakfast, while his sisters played hopscotch near the hedge, Peter decided to explore the world beyond the blackberry bushes. He fastened his blue jacket tightly, tucked his whiskers neatly, and hopped out into the wide, wonderful world. Peter bounded across the soft moss and past the old owl's hollow. He scampered down narrow trails, through secret thickets, and around sparkling ponds where dragonflies danced like tiny fairies. He splashed through a babbling brook and shook the droplets from his fur, laughing to himself. He was searching for something special, though he wasn't quite sure what it was yet. As he hopped along, Peter met his friend Benjamin Bunny, who was lounging in the shade. "Good day, Peter. Where are you off to in such a hurry?" Benjamin asked, twitching his long ears. "I'm off to find a real adventure," Peter announced proudly. "Not just sneaking into Mr. McGregor's garden, but something truly grand." Benjamin chuckled. "Well, mind the foxes and the hawks." Peter waved a paw cheerfully and continued on his way. The path grew narrower, the trees taller, and soon Peter found himself in a part of the woods he had never seen before. The light filtered down in golden beams, and the air smelled sweet with honeysuckle. Suddenly, Peter noticed a glimmer among the roots of an ancient oak tree. Curiously, he hopped closer and discovered a tiny brass key, half buried in the dirt. "A key!" Peter whispered, brushing the dirt away with his paw. "But what does it open?" His heart beat faster with excitement. Tucking the key safely into his pocket, Peter scanned the woods. Then, through a curtain of ivy, he spotted something extraordinary. A wooden door, set into the hillside, nearly hidden from view. It was small, just the right size for a rabbit. With trembling paws, Peter pulled out the little brass key. It fit perfectly into the keyhole. Click! The door swung open with a soft creak. Inside was a narrow tunnel, lined with tiny glowing lanterns. Peter's nose twitched at the scent of fresh carrots, sweet clover, and adventure. Gathering his courage, Peter stepped through. The tunnel opened into a vast underground garden, a secret world only the oldest rabbits whispered about. There were beds of the plumpest vegetables Peter had ever seen: crisp lettuces, bright orange carrots, ruby red radishes, and golden turnips. Rabbits bustled about everywhere, tending the crops, playing music, and laughing. Some wore tiny hats, others sported colorful scarves. It was a hidden village called Clover Hollow. A kind, round rabbit wearing spectacles approached Peter. "Welcome, young adventurer," he said warmly. "I'm Elder Thistle. You must have found the key of kindness. Only the pure of heart can enter Clover Hollow." Peter blushed with pride. "Would you like to join our harvest festival?" asked Elder Thistle. "Oh, yes, please," Peter said, his eyes shining. And what a festival it was. There were races across the meadow with rolling cabbages, a music band with drums made of hollow logs, and a feast of sweet berries, fresh pies, and nutty cakes. Peter danced with flopsy-faced rabbits, played hide-and-seek among the pumpkin patches, and even won a prize for best somersault. Later, Peter met an elderly rabbit named Granny Clover, who sat by the fire telling stories. "Long ago," she said, "our village hid from a great storm that shook the hills. We planted a magic tree whose roots now protect all of Clover Hollow." Peter listened wide-eyed, his heart full of wonder. But soon, a soft drizzle began to fall. The sky, even underground, seemed to darken slightly as the rain pitter-pattered against the leafy roof. Elder Thistle clapped his paws for attention. "A gentle rain is a blessing," he said, "but it means our harvest lantern must be protected." Peter volunteered bravely to help move the giant lantern of luck to a safe, dry cave. With a team of young rabbits, Peter pulled, pushed, and rolled the giant lantern through the muddy paths, laughing when he slipped and slid in the wet grass. When they finally set the lantern inside the dry cave, all the rabbits cheered. Elder Thistle smiled proudly. "You have the heart of a true hollow rabbit, Peter," he said. As the rain cleared, a double rainbow arched across the sky. The lanterns were relit, glowing even brighter against the misty air. Peter wandered through the village one last time, helping a tiny rabbit named Pip find his missing toy, and sharing his last piece of blackberry tart with an old rabbit who'd lost his during the rain. Finally, as twilight brushed the sky with sleepy colors, Elder Thistle approached Peter again. "The best adventures," he said, "are those shared with kindness." Peter tucked the golden words into his heart. Realizing how late it had grown, Peter hugged all his new friends goodbye, promising to return someday. He hurried back through the ivy door, as retracing his steps past the babbling brook, through the owl's hollow, and across the now sleepy meadow, where evening flowers had closed their petals tight. Just as the first silver stars pricked the velvet sky, Peter reached his home. Mother Rabbit opened the door, relief and warmth in her eyes. "There you are, Peter. Supper is still warm." Peter sat down gratefully as his sisters chattered about their simple day. When Mother Rabbit asked about his day, Peter smiled mysteriously and said, "I found a garden bigger than anything you've ever seen, and friends who glow like lanterns in the night." Mother Rabbit chuckled. "My, what a wonderful imagination you have." Peter tucked into his supper, his belly full, his paws muddy, and his heart glowing. Later, wrapped in a cozy blanket of hay, Peter drifted off to sleep. In his dreams, he danced once more under floating lanterns, raced with laughing rabbits, and followed rainbows to hidden gardens. Somewhere, not so far away, Clover Hollow waited patiently, its secret doors ready to welcome brave little dreamers who believe in the magic of kindness. Good night, Peter Rabbit. Good night, little dreamers. Sleep well.